Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a little 2x2 cube box with a nice little peaked top to it. Peak? I don't know. It's just really pretty. Decorated with the Everything Essentials stamp set and punch bundle, which is really cute. And I'm using Stampin' Right markers for this. But I want to show you how to make it. You can get two from one sheet of cardstock, whether you work in 8.5 by 11 or International A4. It doesn't go all the way across. There is an overlap in the section, but I did that deliberately so that you could get two from a sheet of cardstock. So this measures, for us International A4 folk, it's 8.25 inches that way by 5.5. Okay, that's inches. So this is 21 by 14 centimetres. If you work in 8.5 by 11, keep it at the full 8.5 width, because you're just going to get a little bit extra room for glue purposes. And again by 5.5. Right, where's my scoring tool? Over here. So on the long side, super easy, score it every 2 inches at 2, 4, 6 and 8, which in metric 5, 10, 15 and 20. So as I said, if you work in 8.5 by 11, you're going to get that little bit, you're going to get an extra 1/4 inch for glue. That's always good. Okay, on the short side, score it at 1.5, 3.5 and 4.5. No, that's not right. Yes, it is right. 4.5 inches, which in metric is 5, 9 and 11.5. Okay, so let's get this burnished up. This is shaded spruce. I'm using the plaid tidings, however you want to say it, tidings, tartan paper. I'm using the tartan paper. I call it plaid. I don't know why. I just always have it. I've called it plaid. I know lots of people call it plaid, which makes sense because it rhymes with plait, which is what we call braids. I don't know. It's complicated. That's what I call it. Right. So this is the top. This is the bottom. So first things first. Let me get my scissors. I'm going to cut at the bottom. And straight up, whoops, these panels here. Right, that's going to come round and it will be the back. One of those will be the back. Decide which one you want to make the back. And we're going to cut all of these all the way down. So that's both panels. And remove that one as well. So that's both parts all the way down, okay? So decide which is going to be your front, and you're going to keep the tab, both parts, so the one that's the front and the one which will be the back, which is going to be next but one to it. The other two, cut that tab off. So it's cut one tab, miss one, cut another tab. Simple as that. Okay, and that will be your front and back. So that's going to fold over like so and stick together like that, and that's how we're going to get this shape. Now before I do all of that though, I want to get my pieces of DSP on, and we need 4 square pieces that measure 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 inches. That's 4.5 by 4.5 centimeters. And then I need 4 that are 1 3/4 wide. Whoopsie. 1 3/4 by 3/4, which is 4.5 centimeters by 2, and those are going to go on the longer panels, top and bottom. I'm going to miss those ones out, so let me glue those down first. So let me find my seal. You can cut your paper so that you get a continuing pattern, which apparently I have there, which I didn't realise I had there. Or you could just go for it and look, you see I've got a almost a continuing pattern there. That's fine. I'm not worried whether it matches, continues or not. It's just nice patterned tartan paper. start bringing those along and popping them on. Okay, that's those done. So I want to put some adhesive down here. So I'm going to use my tear and tape because it's just a little tiny 1/4 inch strip, which is only 1 centimetre wide. So I'm putting tear and tape so I can fold it back on itself. Liquid glue would work. Other wider adhesives might not. But tear and tape allows me, because it's double-sided, to fold it over on itself. So, okay, this is the back. So I need to fold my 2 sides and my back in, and then pop some adhesive on there. And fold it over, then fold those 2 panels in, and that one. And I'm going to punch some holes in here. And I want 2 holes. Did I want 2? Oh, I used magnets on it. Oh, I forgot I used magnets on that one. Oh, I made the box weeks ago. Only just got a chance to film it now. Oh, I forgot that. Oh well. You could make it with magnets if you wanted. And I hid the magnets behind the paper. With using twine and hole punches. Okay, this one is from, I believe, the Warm Hugs. It's red and pretty and very Christmassy. That's why I'm using it. And I want to get it through there. I might have to cut this off at a very sharp angle in order to get it through. I've got children in the house and somebody's winning on a game. Feed that one through there. Oh, it's popped itself open. Right. Runaway ribbon. Okay, let's tie this in a pretty bow. Or any kind of bow would be, you know, that would be just as good. Okay. Trim off the extra bits. And that is the box closed and sealed. And it's a nice shape, isn't it? I rather like it with that bit at the top. Serves no purpose other than for decoration and sealing. I just love it. Right, so I have my Everything Essential stamp set. I did Season's Greetings on this one. I'm going to do the same. I just think it's lovely. And it means I can do nice Stampin' Right marker work. And I love to do that. I go through phases. Does anybody else go through phases with crafting? It could just be me. I don't know. So I'm going to grab a couple of markers for there. And what have I got here? Is that the right blue? Yeah, so I've got Early Espresso, which is going to be his antlers. Crumb Cake for his face. Oh, no, Lane Swerve. Shaded Spruce. Shaded Spruce for the words. And then the Balmy Blue. Is this Balmy Blue? Yeah, Balmy Blue for the snowflakes. So our Stampin' Right markers are dual-ended, so we've got a fat end and then we've got a writing end. So we're going to use the fat end, but you don't put it onto your project straight on. You'd go sideways on and you're sort of stroking it. So let me see if I can do this. Up in the air, possibly not, but you're stroking the ink on. Trying to do this, and look, in the camera is virtually impossible. But yeah, you're coming sideways on. Don't use the tip because you will do for your tip with your brush, which you don't want to do. Okay, and so that's the antlers. the reindeer himself and catch all these little snowflakes. And then the shaded spruce for the greeting. Because our inks are water-based, because, you know, the first ink that you put on is likely going to dry, you can re-moisten it just by huffing on it with your breath. I don't huff audibly, so you're going to have to trust that I'm doing it. It's just moistened it up again, which means I can stamp it down. And I've got all my different colours on there. How cool is that? Love it. And I'm going to grab the punch. Where's the punch? I'm looking for, there it is. It's on the top shelf. And this is the Everything Essentials. I think it's called the Tag Punch. I have a couple of dimensionals on here. I only need 2. And I'm going to get some rhinestones, and I'm looking for, here we go, my real red rhinestones. Oh, I use these all the time. I gift them away quite frequently. I've certainly given them as customer thank you gifts in the past. And they are just fabulous. I've given them to my team in the past as well, at least I think I have. And that is utterly delightful. I just think it's charming. Oh, that ribbon's a bit long on one side. There we go. So sweet. And yes, I did this with magnets. You can just about see them now. I forgot that. But lovely. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.